Hey guys, so happy to see you come back to my channel. If you've been following my last few videos, you'll know that I've been doing a few beauty product reviews, and that's all related to wellness. It's about taking care of yourself, right? But today I want to do something a little different, so I'm going to talk about 6 reasons of why you might be unhappy. Okay, let's go. So the very first one is comparing yourself to others. Now this is so huge. It's so natural and people do it so subconsciously and you just do it without even thinking about it. It could be as easy as going on Facebook, scrolling down Instagram and seeing people posting, the latest pair of, new shoes that they got, the latest phone that they bought. And then soon enough, you'll start getting all these negative thoughts in your mind. So it's very easy to trigger that thought of comparing yourself to others. I'll give you a real example. So as you know, if you've been following my channel, I started teaching online not too long ago as a new English teacher. So I began looking at other teachers' profiles. I mean, you just do it, right? So, I'm looking and, why does this teacher who started the same time as me have, 10 students and 200 teaching hours? And I'm working day and night trying to build my profile and I have 5 students and, 10 hours or whatever it is. And then you start thinking and you start getting negative about it. So if you find yourself doing that, catch yourself and just be aware of it. The more times you are aware of it, the easier it is to stop it. There are so many factors that plays a part in it, right? They could be working overnight. They could be a brick and mortar teacher. So it's not fair to do that comparison. Okay, now that we are not comparing ourselves to other people, another reason of why you might be unhappy is that you want to control others. Yes, I know it sounds weird, but when you think about it, a lot of confrontations or, fights about things are about control, right? So maybe, there's a girlfriend and a boyfriend, a couple, and the girlfriend wants to go to the mall, but the boy doesn't, right? And soon enough, the girl's trying to control him, come to the mall with me, trying to make him feel bad and, you don't spend time with me and just trying to exert that control over him to influence his decision. But, repeat that scenario a few times and soon enough, the boy will be like, well, I went so many times with you already. I don't want to go anymore. So there starts to be conflict, and that's what happens when you start to control people. People will do what they want to do, and that's a fact. You can't make people do things that they don't want to. And it doesn't matter what you do if you want to exert that control, if you throw a tantrum, if you get mad, if you start crying. If that person does not want to do it, it doesn't matter. And in the end, you're just going to be the one that's stressing out about it. So there really is no point to try to exert this control over another human being. Okay, the next thing that could be making you unhappy is related to control and emotions as well, but it's kind of the flip side. So the flip side would be you let others control your emotions. So again, that sounds weird, right? I mean, I'm in control of myself. Why would somebody else be able to control me? Your brain has a group of structures. There's the hypothalamus, there's a thalamus, there's the amygdala, and the limbic cortex. So all these structures in your brain are responsible for emotion, and it's in your brain, right? You shouldn't have somebody else control that center in your brain. They can't. It's kind of like, thinking back, like, somebody cut you off on the road and that person made you mad. No, you made yourself mad because it was your reaction to him or the person cutting you off. Your reaction was mad. It wasn't, oh, they cut me off, okay, and then just moving on. It was, oh, he cut me off and it was so close and it was, he was so rude about it. It's like your reaction to that event, right? So make sure you don't let anybody control your emotions. Okay, the next thing that could be making you unhappy. You did not prepare yourself for change. Okay, so I don't know if you've probably heard of this quote, right? So change is the only constant in life. And in these past few years, I began to realize how true this was. And it's so true every minute, even the weather, the news, everything around you changes all the time. There's no stop. It's permanent. That's the only thing that's permanent, is that things are always changing. And you have to really prepare yourself for that. I mean, life can throw you a curveball, you know, things can happen, but as long as you're prepared for it, I think the impact of that change won't be so bad. Like, I hate to put it this way, but you know, friends that are your friends right now may not be your friends 5 years from now. The job that you're in now, you may have an entirely different job in a few years, right? Things will change, and change is hard. You know, major things that happen in your life, for example, if you're moving homes, you know, if you're changing jobs, if you're getting married, getting divorced, those are all changes that happen in your life. And I mean, you don't have to always have the worst case scenario in your head. You just have to be aware that things will change. Okay, next one up. You have expectations. Now, I learned this one in the last few years as well, and it's been a game changer. It's so true that you should not have expectations. So I'll give you a simple example. So you're going in a restaurant just behind somebody, and you're expecting them to hold the door open, but you go and they do not hold it open for you. What happens? Bam, the door right in your face, right? And it's not to say that people are just being rude or mean. Maybe they genuinely, you know, they got lost in their thoughts, they didn't know you were behind them, and they didn't hold it open. But for whatever reason, you were expecting them to hold it, and they didn't hold it, right? And, you know, you get hit in the face. Same thing with other things in life, having expectations. So you're expecting to get that promotion at work, and then you go into work, and you know, you're waiting for your boss to call you in, and it doesn't happen. And what's even worse, the promotion goes to a coworker. So it's the expectation and then the corresponding disappointment that really makes people unhappy. It's very important that you don't have expectations. Now, not to say not at all. I mean, there is a certain level of expectation for certain things, but in general, just don't keep thinking that certain things will happen for sure and there's no doubt about it, because when it doesn't happen, you get really disappointed. And something along those lines as well, don't expect reciprocation. So if you're giving 100% to somebody, don't expect that person to give you 100% back. There's no rule that says somebody has to do that, right? It's sometimes really hard to do this you know, tit for tat thing, right? If I do this, you'll do this. I mean, you do expect it, like I rub your back, you rub my back, but that doesn't always, you know, it doesn't always work that way. And I think the best way to get around this is to just try volunteering. Volunteer at your local charity, volunteer at a pet shelter, or just do something for free. So just keep that in mind. There's really no rule of reciprocation and no expectations. Okay, I think I have my last one here. This one is very important, that you have to stay in the present. And again, it's been so hard for me to do that. I'm still struggling with it. We're always thinking about the past, aren't we? We're always thinking about the future, but we're never in the moment. Who cares what happened yesterday? Who cares about that, you know, person who butted in front of you, you know, at the supermarket? That's past. It's done with. Don't stay angry at the situation. Be in the moment. Don't think about the future. The future makes you anxious most of the time. Like, what's gonna happen tomorrow? What's gonna happen 5 years from now? Those kinds of questions make you unhappy because you don't know the answer. So you're scared, right? You're scared of not knowing what's gonna happen. So the best way to get rid of, you know, the past, the future, all those thoughts in your head is to stay in the present. And the best way to do it, of course, I think you've guessed it, is meditation. So I've been struggling to do this for a really long time, struggling to do it regularly, but it is very important that you do it because that is how you're able to, you know, filter out all those thoughts and just live, right? You want to experience what's going on right now. You can do different methods of breathing. There are a lot of different methods. You can do alternate nostril breathing. That's one type of breathing. So definitely try out meditation, and that should help you stay in the present a bit more. So there you have it. Those are the 6 reasons that could secretly be making you unhappy. So I hope that this video helped you out. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe and like and hit the notifications bell. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.